Hey GQ, I'm George Russell and today we're going undercover on the internet. It's actually me. Let's check Twitter. George Russell, what are you looking in there? I don't know, to be honest. Probably trying to look good for the cameras maybe. Well, the tyres this year, they're just ultimately bigger. We actually can't see as much when we're looking through the corner, so that's going to be interesting while we're racing wheel to wheel. So checking them out, I guess. Next. Why is George Russell hailed as Mr. Saturday in F1? Well, I'm not too sure where that came from. I think it was one of the commentators after a mega qualifying said Mr. Saturday, and then it's just stuck with me ever since. So we need to try and transfer that into a bit more Mr. Sunday. Does George have some kind of contract stipulation that says he must always wear a turtleneck? Don't think I've seen him in anything else since the move. Well, today is a day I'm not wearing a turtleneck. It's been a cold winter in the UK. It's interesting how much such a young person like George is joining a big team as Mercedes. A lot of expectations, a lot of people will be looking on his driving. How is he handling such expectation? I think I'm pretty relaxed about it. When you're in the race car and you've got your helmet on, you don't know if you're in a Mercedes or a Williams or a Ferrari. Your sole focus is to drive as fast as possible. It doesn't matter if you're at the front or at the back. So for me, this is just another season. Fingers crossed we'll be further up the grid than I have been the last few years. The only pressure I've got is from myself, and that's been the same all of my career. George Russell, besides Mercedes, what's your favourite livery this year and why? The Ferrari looks pretty cool. Probably shouldn't say that as they'll probably be one of our rivals, but I do think the Ferrari looks cool. I do like the Williams as well, a bit more futuristic with the blue. Mercedes #1 for me. Instagram. Will we get a George Russell focused episode on this season of Drive to Survive? Give the people what they want. Checker flag emoji. I think we will. I think we will get something. I won't give too much away. Obviously, it's coming out very soon. Yeah, I think we will. I think we will. Who stocks fancier toilet paper though? Merck or Williams? I bet Williams go one ply up from Mercedes. When I joined Mercedes, it wasn't my first comparison I was looking for. I'd say in that race, I think they're pretty even. Is this what F1 drivers actually look like in the car? Laughing face emoji. To be honest, it's probably worse in the car than that, unfortunately. I've had a couple of times when I've been in the simulator and there's been a camera directly on my face, and sometimes my tongue would just randomly come out when I'm focused through the corners. I'd have no idea I was doing it. I don't think it's a good look. George mate, can you stop crashing into me in every F1 career mode race I play? I'm trying to challenge for the title. You're not making it easy. 317 likes on that comment. Good effort, Alex. Just want to cause some carnage, clearly. I had a moment I was racing on the F1 game and George Russell within the game actually crashed into me as well. So it must be something about George Russell in the game is just having everyone over. Right, into Wikipedia. At the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Russell crashed out from 10th place while following a safety car. An incident he described as the biggest mistake of his career. I think I learned a huge amount from that error. One, that an F1 car can catch you out at any moment and you need to be on it every single second. But two, dealing with disappointments. And I think in any career, you're always going to have setbacks, you're always going to have disappointments. And if you never learn how to deal with these or never have the experience to get over this, you'll never be able to progress, and it will always hold you back. So that was an important moment for me because I was, hit rock bottom, but came back to the next event stronger than ever. If you want to win a championship and if you want to be successful, you need to learn how to get over these errors. Posted. Now on to Quora. What is Quora? Quora? I heard F1 drivers can lift up to 40 kg only with their neck. Is that true? If so, how does their neck not look like, for example, a rock's neck? Well, it's not always about size, as they say. I think in my fitness test, it was 53 kilos, I think, on the neck. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've got quite a big head as well, so the perception of my neck doesn't look that big because my head is just so big. Whereas there's some other drivers who have quite a small head and their neck looks absolutely massive. So I think that's a bit of a perception. You're locked into your seat into position, but your head and your neck is just exposed. So when you're driving around a corner at 200 miles an hour, there's 5 or 6 G's of force on your head, and the weight of your head plus the weight of the helmet, you've got about probably 8 kilos there, times that by 5. And that's what you're experiencing every high-speed corner, every braking zone. So yeah, it is true, we can lift more than 40 kg. How do F1 drivers stay hydrated during the race? It's such a high intensity sport. Surely they must get thirsty. We do get thirsty. We actually have a little drinks bag we put in the car, but often the engineers don't want us to use it because that's additional weight that is slowing the car down, but it's very circuit and related to the country and the climate. If we go to a track like Singapore where the humidity and the heat is incredibly high, we would always have the drinks bag, full. But if it's a cold day at Silverstone in the middle of July, which is often the case, we'd probably put a bit less in there. The bag has like a drinks tube, like a straw that comes through from the seat, almost through your suit into the helmet, and then sticks into your mouth. Replied. All right, let's see some YouTube comments. So can someone explain what cancel the magic and all the other words means? It's like some kind of secret language teams use so other teams can't study strategies. I suppose they're talking about engine mapping and similar things, right? Magic, it's like a little button we have on the steering wheel, and you can program that button to do whatever you want. Every team has it. Some teams call it blue button, white button, whatever. The famous one was with Lewis in Baku when his magic was set to have the brake balance forward and he didn't cancel the magic and locked up and went off. I've got the magic set up to something different. I won't say what, but yeah, it sounds it sounds a bit strategic for sure. Also, what does keep the delta positive mean? Does it mean like stay in front? So difference in time between you and the car behind you is positive. Under a safety car or virtual safety car, we have a lap time we have to achieve. The speed is reduced and we have like an average speed we have to follow. So we have this delta lap time on our steering wheel to say if you're faster than the lap time, therefore you'll be negative, or you're positive, therefore you're slower. So if you're too quick, you'll get penalised for it. Hence why they say keep the delta positive. Onto Reddit. I've only been watching since mid-2020. So what exactly does the term shakedown mean? They get there driving a few laps, but who's it for and what are they looking at? Just promo stuff, or is it more technical than that? Previously it was called a filming day and it was just for promotional stuff, but teams ended up using it for a more technical side, just to sign the car off. So putting laps on the car, they do things on the dyno back at the factory, but nothing is like driving the car for real on a racetrack. So we only get 2 of these days per year and we've got to make the most of it. TikTok. If you could win only 3 Grand Prix, which ones would they be? Got to be Silverstone, home race for sure. Love the crowd, love the circuit. Obviously my home event, so Silverstone without a doubt. I would say Monaco, that is, a clear favourite for all the drivers. And then I'd probably say Monza. I think the podium there is just incredible. Italian Grand Prix, crazy fans, all mainly supporting Ferrari, but just a spectacular podium and would be an incredible experience. So they're my 3. All right, that's it. I'm signing off. Cheers.